What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are looking at Bitcoin Cash today. Looking at Bitcoin Cash, we're going to do a quick little rendition. And then we're going to get into some new stuff that's kind of not exciting, at least not for the bulls. We're going to keep it quick, Mr. Chocolate Cookie. No, but we're gonna do. I'm just going to kind of go over the same stuff I've been going over. I've got the fib drawn from the low to the high here, and we rejected this 0.069. Generally, when we see this, I would expect that we would at least see the 382. But knowing Bitcoin Cash, knowing how it likes to behave, I am expecting something more around this area, around 173. Give or take $5, $10, whatever. It could bottom at 190. It could bottom, I would think, more so around like 180 at the least. And that's kind of my expectation. Again, it's like, let's see, 180 is like right there, down to like maybe the 135 area, somewhere in this kind of zone. If we were to take that box and move it over here, I guess I could have just drawn a box over on this side, but something in this area is where I'm expecting that we bottom. And it could be a quick flush down and then we move sideways for a bit. It could be a methodical move down, I don't know, but I am expecting this. There is potential that we could be in a overall kind of like a bull flag, right? It is possible. John Binky, you brought that up, and I mean, it's, I saw this too, but I haven't included it. But to be fair, we should include it because it definitely does look like a bull flag at the moment. I'm not anticipating it personally, just because I know how Bitcoin Cash likes to move, man. It likes to move up and it likes to give it back, and I'm sure all of you guys do. Anyone who's been in Bitcoin Cash for a while, you guys have probably all been a part of all of these little moves. Other than the sideways action that we had. But let's just see. Let's go. Let's look. I feel like it shows it better on the weekly. You went down dramatically, and then you went up, and then you went down. You gave a lot of it back, and then you went up, all-time highs, and then you gave all of it back ultimately, right? But even as you're moving down, you gave a lot of it back to the upside. Even as you're moving down, you gave a lot of it back to the upside. You go up, you go down, you go up, you go down, you go up, you go down, you go up. It's just it likes to do this. It does not. Bitcoin Cash is anything but a mover in a straight line. It does not like to move in straight lines. If it does, it is not shortly after that we go down, methodically. And generally, if we do move up significantly like this, we move down. It takes longer to move down. It takes longer to move down. You know what I mean? It's not common that we see a quick dump like this or like this, but it does happen. So just be aware of that. And oftentimes when we do see a quick dump like this, look at that. We kind of stay in the range for a little while, right? We moved, it was stagnant. So if we do get a quick flash dump to the downside, we'll probably be stagnant for a while. But I don't know. I don't know what to expect at the moment. I don't know if we're going to move sideways or like move methodically down, or if we're going to have a dump down. But I do think regardless that we're going to move down. That was me trying to be quick. I'm sorry. Looking at the monthly here. Not the monthly. I'm sorry. I want to look at the 3 month. Let's go to the 6 month actually. Okay, we'll go to the 3 month too. But this chart, it's very small, right? Because it takes 6 months to form each candle. Bitcoin Cash has only been around since 2017, so 6 months per candle. This is what we got. Looking at these candles, these green candles here, they're a lot smaller, right? This one was it doesn't say, but this was a big green candle. This one was 170%, so we can see that this one's bigger than that. This one here was 213% over 6 months. 170, bigger than that, 213% over 6 months. What happened after each of the big candles? Not this one, right? We only have 2 iterations, which is not a whole lot to go off of, but what happened? We went down. We actually didn't break this high for 1, 2, 3, 4 6-month candles for literally 2 years. Literally 2 years. This one, we had this big guy. And then we went down. We went down for a year. And then we moved sideways, right? Then we had a nice green candle after that, but we went sideways. This one, even though it didn't close up here, this was a pretty sizable candle to the upside. It just, 6 months has enough time to come back down. But again, big move up, came down. And I don't think that we're going to ultimately go lower. I don't think that that's going to happen. I do think that we go lower than the current price, but I don't think we're going to go lower than these lows. But anytime that we've done this, which again is only 2 times, anytime that we've had big moves to the upside, I guess if you want to count this as a third, this could be the third or fourth depending on how you want to look at it. But it's not good afterwards. You look at the 3 month, which is half as long, right? It's a 3 month. Same thing. Big green candle. Big green candle. These ones are smaller, so I'm not including them, right? Big green candle here. But again, the reason why. Look at this one. It's 400%. This one here is 130%. These ones are 50% candles. 50, 58. They're not even half the size of these ones. And then this one here was 145%. And what did we see the last time that we saw a candle on a 3 month period that was even close to this big? It was this one here. We moved down for 6 months after that. Overall, we moved down. And then we moved sideways for like a year. This is that 2-year phase where we didn't break that high. Here we had a very big green candle and we moved down. I'm just trying to drive home the point again that I've been driving home, that Bitcoin Cash, it does not like to move in a straight line. I do think that it is, guys. I do think it's destined for all-time highs. Probably something like this even, up above 20K. It's totally possible, and I do think that it will probably go. I mean, like, let's see here. From top to bottom, that's right at the 141.4. I didn't mean to draw it like that. That's funny when that happens, but, you know, I don't think that we're going to see the 1618 in this next bull market. We could, but the 1414 is a total possibility, around 23.8K. I'm sorry, 23.2K. The 1272 is a minimum expectation, and that's at $13,000. I do think we're going to go there. I do think that we're going to see that in the bull market. But what is the bull market? What is the bull market, right? A lot of people in crypto would judge the bull market by the Bitcoin halving. Halving dates, right? Let's just see halving dates. No, not YouTube. Dates. There we go. Let's see. So the first Bitcoin halving. I mean, maybe we shouldn't do that. Let's just go to the last Bitcoin halving. Okay. Here we go. Date history. I have a plan. I have a point. Just bear with me. Okay. So yes. Okay. So Bitcoin halving 2012. We're not going to do that one. We're going to do, let's do the 2016 one, okay? 2016, it took place on the 9th of July in 2016, okay? And actually, we can use, let's go to Bitcoin, BTC, because I feel like this is what the, and it was 2016, so it's going to be before Bitcoin Cash existed. 2016 on the monthly, July 16th, July 16th. So this right here, I don't know how I want to do this. Maybe this one. This was the month that the halving happened. Okay. Everybody, or not everybody, but most people in crypto would say that the bull market starts a year before the halving and it ends about a year after the halving, right? And you can see that if we had this low here, that before the halving, oh man, I measured the wrong one. If we took this and measured it to the halving, that's 18 bars. I don't know. Is that right? Is that right? Let's go. Let's use the index. I'm sorry, guys. Just bear with me. July, May, June, July of 2016. The low here. Okay, there we go. That was about 12 months. It was about a year, 11 months, I guess, before the halving date. And that was the low. That was the low. That was the end of the bear market. It's arguable, and I would say that this was the beginning of the bull market, right? We went up from there. And then from the halving, we actually went a year and a half, about a year and a half, right? 12 bars plus 5, yeah, about a year and a half to finish it. So once we hit the halving, we're not even halfway through. We still have a lot to go in the bull market. The next halving date, I'm going to move this over here. The next halving date happened on, what is it? May 11th, 2020. Okay. May 11th, 2020. So it happened in this month. The low from the previous bear market was in this month. That was 17 bars away. That was a year and 5 months away. And then what did we do after that? We had a bull market continue for 11 bars. It was kind of the reverse effect of the last one. But ultimately, you know, I guess in that sense, we got 11 and 17, 17 and 11. That is 28 bars that we have a bull market in. Both times. Literally both times. So, if from this low here to the current price, we're only 8 bars in, we have about 20 bars potentially, if not more or less, give or take, right? But that would put us in the beginning of March in 2025. Now I'm going to wrap it up and show and like go back to what I'm talking about. The beginning of 2025, sometime in March, right? Could Bitcoin Cash move sideways? Could it go down from here and meander for the rest of the year before the halving even? Could it do that? Yes, it definitely could. It does not have to pump dramatically into the halving. We do not have to get to previous all-time highs by the halving. That does not have to happen. And in fact, that's never happened for Bitcoin Cash. And in fact, that's not how it happens with Bitcoin either. I mean, if we go back to Bitcoin, at the halving date, at the halving date, you were nowhere near the all-time highs. At the halving date, you were nowhere near the all-time highs. The halving date for this next one is supposed to be in April of 2024. It generally happens before people project it, so let's say March or February even. Are we going to be near the all-time highs by then? I mean, we never have before. We never have before. Even if we went to the one that happened, let's look at the very first one. Let's include all of them. Oops, sorry, all the way back here. The very first one that happened in 2012 was November 28th. November 28th of 2012. That was right here. You're at about $13. The all-time high was at $30. You're nowhere near the all-time high by the halving date. You still have a lot of bull market, and you still came a long way from then, right? But you had a long way to go afterwards. You still came a long way from all these points. But again, like, were we anywhere near the all-time high any of those times? No. So do I think that, some people are calling for Bitcoin to be near its all-time high by the end of the year. Some people are calling for a move to 50K, 60K by the end of the year. And I just don't see that happening, man. We haven't seen that before. We honestly haven't. It could happen, but I don't know if that's going to happen, man. I think there's a good reason that everybody's bullish right now, right? We have this nice move on Bitcoin Cash. We had a nice move up on Bitcoin. We're in a nice uptrend, but we're still over a year, man. We are still over a year from when the bull market will potentially end. Let's see, we're probably closer to 2 years. We're closer to 2 years than we are even a year and a half from when the bull market could end. Crypto moves very fast. It moves very, very fast when it wants to. It can bore people out for a long time, but whenever it's go time, it does its thing. It does its thing. So can Bitcoin Cash, for example, because we're talking about Bitcoin Cash, can it have the majority of its rally in about half a year, in about 6 to 7 months? Yeah, it can. Can it have the majority of its rally in 4 months, in less than half a year? Yeah, it can. Can it have the majority of its rally happen in literally half of a year? Yes, it can. Yes, it can. So, if this rally is going to take us to new all-time highs, and the bull market might end sometime in March or earlier or later, but let's just use March, right, as a general assumption. Could Bitcoin Cash start really moving up by literally this time next year? You know what I mean? Like really moving up. Yeah, it can. It definitely can. It definitely freaking yes, it definitely can, man. Which means what in the meantime? Which means what? I think it just means kind of the same thing that we've done every single time that we've seen a big move, guys. We go down and we're boring for months at a time, right? We go down and we're boring for months at a time. We go down and we're boring for months at a time. And now we've had our big move up. I'm starting to doubt that we're going to move much higher than this by the end of the year. I don't even know if we'll break $500 by the end of this year. We might. We really could, but we don't have to, because again, by the end of this year, by the beginning of 2024, we're still over a year away from whenever the bull market will end. Are we just going to move up for 14 months? I don't think so. We never have. Most cryptos don't do that. I don't know if any crypto's done that, I mean, maybe. I don't know. Let's look at Bitcoin, BTC, USD, again, index. I'm going to delete all these. I mean, here, you moved up for quite a bit. It looks like you moved up for quite a bit, right? You just moved up for literally 28 bars, right? But in the midst of that, you had half a year of moving sideways, and then you moved up, and then you had about another half a year of moving sideways before you moved up again. You know what I mean? That's a whole half a year. Then you move up, and then another half of a year. You basically went a whole year without doing much, and then you finally started to get some growth. And I guess here, to be completely fair, that's about 12 bars of just solid continuation. But you did go up and down throughout this, but I mean that's like a whole year of going up. So if Bitcoin Cash was to have its own year of just going up, where would that start? Well, it wouldn't start at the end of this year. It wouldn't. It would start sometime in the beginning of next year. And that's ultimately what I'm trying to say, guys. I know I originally started this video saying that I wanted to keep it short, but I went off again, man. But I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. I'm not bearish on Bitcoin Cash by any means. I'm kind of crabbish, right? I think short term I'm bearish, and then crab, man. We're not going to do anything exciting probably for the rest of the year. I think this was it. I think this was it for the year. Maybe we do go higher than this, but I doubt that we see another move like this until sometime next year. I'm really starting to see that. I'm starting to believe that. So with that, that's all I got for you guys. If you like the video, leave a thumbs up. Subscribe to see more. I'm sorry I kind of went off there. If you like the video, leave a thumbs up. I appreciate you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.